Well, good evening, YTPC. This is Dave coming to you from Wyoming. A little bit later, my Wyoming days run a little bit later. I don't get back from town until about now. It's about 6:30 on Tuesday evening. Had a good day today. I didn't film much during the day because the weather here has got real low, dense clouds. We've had light snow. It's not great for recording. Anyway, got the Wyoming Meerschaum, and I've got Boswell's Premium Burley in it, and I'm back to being a Bic man. I like the Bics with the reach, but here in Wyoming, I'm a Bic man. I have to recommend Boswell's Premium Burley. It tastes good. It's got slightly sweeter than some of the others. It tastes really good. Burns really well. Of course, it'll act up while the camera's running, but in general, it burns really well. So today was sort of a catch-up day. I've basically been on the road 5-6 days now because the days at my son's house can't get a whole lot done. So I was catching up on emails, bills that need to be paid, caught up on responding to some of your comments, caught up on watching some of your vids. Ooh, fire's hot today. Just a lot of stuff like that. Going to town, my days here are pretty much the same. I go take care of my day trading early in the day. I'm a little off because by the time I get rolling here, it's say 6 o'clock. It's already 8 o'clock back east. But I do that. I take care of my online trading stuff, for a few hours, and then do bills and all that online crap that you do, all that office management, and then take care of everything that needs to be done around the house. And then I try to go into town. I try to go into Jackson most days. I've got a bunch of friends here in town, and we try to meet up for late lunch, or we meet up at the cigar lounge and have a cigar together, which is what we did today. It was really nice. I had one of the Oliva V medallios. When you guys recommended them, I ordered a box for the Maryland house, and then I had one today. It was quite good. So I don't want to cover a bunch of subjects. Like some of my grab bags get really long. I've got a little 1 or 2 minute video of our post office here. I think it might be the smallest in the United States. So I wanted to put it on video for you. So I'll just append that to the end of this one. I do want to talk about one thing, and that is the headline here is Thoughts Matter, Words Matter. Okay, thoughts matter and words matter. And this, where this came from is North Georgia Piper. I mean, he's new. I think it's North Georgia Piper. I'm not picking on him, but he said something, I think 2 videos ago that really, brought me up from what I was doing. And then he said, I got no $1 million nothing up here. And, I'm not picking on him, but I've over all my years, all my mentoring and counseling, that's one thing I've tried to take in here myself and make sure I say to everyone who looks to me for leadership or counsel or mentoring, you can't talk like that. So I'll say directly to North Georgia Piper, and then in general, we cannot think like that. We cannot talk like that. and it's very rare. You guys like, God, what is it, like my 78th video? You hear me make very few declarative statements. I don't, normally I'll say I believe this, or I think this, or I'm confused about this, or I have questions about that. That's not the case tonight. I'm telling you, you have to get rid of those kinds of thoughts, that kind of thinking, the I can't do this, or I don't know how to do that, or I'll never be this, or I don't have this, because that's just not true. It's true if you say it, it's true if you believe it, but it's not true. I have $100 million ideas in my head. That's just as true as this brain just doesn't have any ideas. I mean, if you think it and you speak it, you can speak things into reality. And that's good and bad. And so if we keep saying, I'm not that smart, I'm not that intelligent, I'm not that driven, I'm not that guy, I'm not that patient, God, I mean, it would become true. But our natural state is that's not true. You are extremely brilliant. Now, again, I'm going to speak to North Georgia for a minute. Dude, you're working full time and you're going to school full time. That's not the mark of a dummy or lazy person. You have several $1 million ideas in your head. Maybe you don't know what they are yet, but I think you're way more intelligent and driven than you give yourself credit for. And I say that on camera, not to pick on you, but because it's a general statement. I want everyone to hear it. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of the words. Be careful of what you speak into existence. And I would say that about just about anything in our lives. If we going into this week is going to be for shit, this is going to be a hell week, guess what? It's going to be a hell week. If you go into it and say, this week I'm going to learn some great things, I'm going to do some great things, I'm going to accomplish something this week, guess what? You will. If you go into a class or a seminar and think this is just going to be a goddamn waste of my time, it's going to be. If you go into saying I'm going to pull one or two nuggets that are going to really impact my life, guess what you're going to do? You're going to pull a couple of good things out of that seminar. What we say matters. Many videos ago, we talked about if you think a thought enough, your brain actually starts to hardwire it there. If you just keep thinking I'm not that smart, your brain's going to build a highway to I'm not that smart. If you think, you know what, I'm pretty intelligent, I can make things happen, I'm going to make good for me, for my family, intergenerationally, I'm going to make some things work here. Your brain will start to hardwire those thoughts in. You'll see things differently, you'll read things differently, you'll retain different facts. And in fact, I think God will speak to you differently if you stand up and say, you're going to be the 10 talent guy and not the 2 talent guy. And if you don't know what that is, read your Bible. All right. I believe God gets behind you, and infinity gets behind you, the world, the universe gets behind you, the wind gets at your back when you are doing good, when you believe in yourself and you are doing something good for those around you. And those around you can be just your nuclear family, it could be your friends, your neighborhood, and maybe you're destined for more than that. Maybe you're destined to influence a county or a state or even a country, who knows? But don't aim for the floor, and make sure that you talk correctly. And even your brain, when you start thinking, really listen for those kinds of thoughts, those negative, self-deprecating statements. We all make jokes. I get it, right? I'm the dumbest guy in the room. A lot of times I say, hey guys, teach the monkey. I say that all the time, okay? But it's to present an image of not being arrogant and not always being, trying to be the smartest person out there. But internally, in my head, in my mind, in my brain, in my soul, I believe I can get anything done I choose to. And many times I've done things that people thought were not possible. I'm no different than you. So be mindful of your mind. Be mindful of your thoughts. And when you detect and hear in that voice in your head, we've all got it. And when it leads you somewhere you're not proud of or you're not happy with, or if it leads you into the trench you've always felt, stop. Just stop that thought. And just say that's not right. Just even in your brain say it or say it out loud. The more you speak things, the more real it becomes. And then reverse it. Say, that is not what I meant. I do have some great ideas. I will be able to support my family. I will provide a future to those around me. I will change the way this community thinks. I will improve the morality of my community or my county or whatever you want to say, right? But just be mindful of those negative thoughts. Stop them in their tracks and reverse it. And do that over and over and over again, and it will change you and for the good. Guys, we all fall into the trap. I'm too tired. I'm too old. I'm too sick. I'm too weak. I'm too crippled. I'm too blind. I'm too deaf. I'm too OCD. I'm too ADD. I'm, all the things. And I think sometimes we tend to hide behind those. And they can be kind of an excuse for why we don't take the risk, why we don't take the extra step, why we don't attempt the thing that scares us. So just be aware of that, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right every time. But I do think you should break out of those patterns if you find yourself in them. I did the video, do you love your life? And if you don't, you got to change something. And when I hear people talk about I'm not smart enough or I don't have those kinds of ideas, it causes passion in me to arise and say that is absolutely false. You're not too old. Whatever you wanted to do, don't throw the stupid ones at me, right? Don't say, well, I'm too old to try out for the NBA. Yeah, no shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm too old to be a fighter pilot. I told you that was one of my dreams and that's long gone. All right. But come on, don't throw those kind of examples at it. You can accomplish anything you choose to. You just have to decide in your mind and speak it out into existence, put a plan together and begin to execute it. So not picking on one guy here. He's just the one who poked the passion fire yesterday when I heard the video. So that's really it. You know what, guys? I'm going to be done with that. I'm going to be shut up. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to upload it. My Wyoming videos are going to be a little later than normal. Maybe some days I'll get them done early before I head into town. If I get decent weather, I'm going to show you what the Tetons look like. If I get decent weather, I'm going to show you what downtown Jackson looks like. It's not overly all picturesque. I mean, the town square is great. Antler Arch Park is great. But the rest just kind of looks like towns. So I just want to do it right for you. Guys, that's it. Hope you had a great Tuesday, and we will talk again tomorrow. Good night, everybody. All right, guys, here's the post office for the town of Moran, Wyoming. It's literally that little building right there. We have a middle school, fire department, and our post office. It's literally 20 feet long, about 15 feet deep. It's probably the smallest post office in the United States, I believe.